their kicks. He figured Chip would lose his nerve or lose interest. But he didn't. He looked at McCabe in the rearview mirror and said, "Are you afraid to die, Spartacus? When one man says no, I won't. Rome begins to fear." McCabe saw the taxi driver come out of a restaurant now. Old dude running into the piazza after his car, yelling and shaking his fist. "Basta! Aspetta!" McCabe felt bad for the guy and said, "Come on, that's enough." Chip ignored him and drove out of the square, made a wide right-hand turn, going into the oncoming lane, forcing a car to swerve out of the way. McCabe reached between the seats, grabbed Chip's arm, and said, "Pull over, you dumbass, you're gonna kill somebody." "We're going to Harry's for a nightcap," Chip said, slurring his words. They were in Trastevere, a maze of narrow cobblestone streets and medieval buildings on the west bank of the Tiber. They blew through an intersection, took a right on Via Garibaldi, passed a cop car parked on the side of the road, the word Carabinieri in white type on the side of a blue sedan, 2 cops in the front seat, looking at them. The scene felt like it was happening in slow motion. McCabe glanced back through the rear window as the police car, lights flashing, took off after them. He saw Chip's face in the rearview mirror, the happy drunk grin gone, replaced by a worry, concern. Chip said, "Jesus Christ." McCabe said, "I can't wait to see what you're gonna do next." Chip braked hard and went left down an alley that didn't look wide enough for a car, laundry hanging overhead on ropes strung between the buildings. Chip turned the wheel, taking a left on Via dei Riari, the back end of the taxi sliding, then going all the way around, spinning out of control, crashing into a parked car. McCabe was on the floor when the police pulled him out and cuffed his hands behind his back. Now they were in the center of a holding cell at police headquarters in Rome, wondering what was going to happen. Prisoners spread out across the room that looked to be 60 by 40, bars along one side, guys staring at them, 2 American students looking out of place among the Italian drunks, thieves, and cons. The long-haired guy and his friend were still looking at them, grinning, mocking them. McCabe said, "I'll be right back." He turned, heading for the 2 Italians. Chip said, "What are you going to do?" McCabe could feel all the eyes in the room watching him as he approached Fabio, walked up to him and said, "I see you looking over laughing at us like a little girl. Is that what you are? With that hair, I can't tell if you're a woman or a sissy." He didn't know if the guy understood what he was saying or not, but his arm muscles tightened like he was going to throw a punch. McCabe stepped in, grabbed the cigarette pack, ripping the pocket off his shirt. Fabio stood there, looking surprised. "You took this from my friend, forgot to give it back." McCabe turned and went back over where Chip was and handed the pack of Marlboros to him. "Somebody else takes them," he said. "You're on your own." Chip gave him a big, wide-eyed look. "Unbelievable. What did you say to him?" "I don't remember." "You don't remember? Come on." They were taken to a room and interrogated by a no-nonsense cop, a detective in a black sport coat. He was built like a soccer player, stocky and still muscular in middle age, thinning salt-and-pepper hair combed back. He introduced himself as Captain Ferrara. McCabe told him their names and told him they were students at Loyola University. Chip said, "We weren't actually stealing the taxi." Ferrara said, "No? What were you doing?" Chip said, "We were drunk. It was a joke. Scherzo." Captain Ferrara said, "Scherzo? This is how a man makes his living, and you dismiss it as something trivial, unimportant. You have too much to drink."